Hello everyone, how are you? Okay, so new channel, new shelves. I recently reorganized all my bookshelves the way I organize my books and the decorations. So I'm gonna show you guys absolutely everything. Let's get into it. Next up, we have Sur la route, or On the Road by Arthur de Georges. Yeah, Arthur de Georges. This is also something I got at that festival. It's a short story. It's 10 pages long. This also from that festival, In Mio Funerarium, A Night at the Funeral Home, and that is by Daryl Delight. I also have not read this yet. This is an anthology of creepy stories. Paperboy by Pete Dexter. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this on the shelf in the bookstore, I thought it was Dexter, like the book from the TV show. But no, I forget what this is about, but the salesperson there recommended it, and I have not read it yet. Collection of Poems by Emily Dickinson. I've read a few of hers, but I haven't read all of the ones that are in this book. The Eternal Husband by Dostoevsky. I've had this on my shelves for way too long. I should probably get to it soon. La Douleur, I think it's, well, Marguerite Duras, I think the English translation is War. La Douleur means pain, but it's about World War II. Actually, I gotta say, if you're gonna read this one, La Douleur, you should definitely read L'Espèce Humaine. Read them together because they are connected in a very special way. Ask me about it in the comments if you're interested. Oh my gosh, it's actually a very cool story. Glamorama by Bret Easton Ellis. This is actually in French, and the title is spelled the same and everything. I forget what this is about, and I haven't read it yet, but I know I'm gonna like it because I have read Less Than Zero, and it was really cool. I will say, however, Bret Easton Ellis, I don't know if all his books are the same level of depressing, but Less Than Zero is definitely not for everyone. It is a niche storyline, I would say. Okay, next up we have Les Dangers de fumer au lit, or The Dangers of Smoking in Bed by Mariana Enriquez. I also have not read this yet, and I forget what it is about. Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer. This is a nonfiction, I think just on veganism or the meat industry overall. So The Devil That Danced on Water by Aminata Forna. This book is incredible. It is a memoir about her home country of Sierra Leone, although technically she was born in Ireland or Scotland, I forget, but she grew up in Sierra Leone and her father is Sierra Leonese. He was also a minister of finance, I believe, at the time during which this book takes place. And it's really interesting. She talks about traditions of her country, her father's activities in Sierra Leone, her relationship with her country. It's really cool. She also has some other fictional books, two of which I read, which were Memory of Love, and that one I absolutely adored, and The Hired Man, which I liked, but not as much. So next up we have Une terrible vengeance de Gogol, Nicolas Gogol, or Nicolas Gogol, A Terrible Vengeance. This I have not read, and I'm not sure what it's about, but my mom keeps telling me that if I like horror, I should read Gogol. So, all right, little angle switch. So first, decorations. I have my box from my perfume, Nomad by Chloe. It is awesome. And my Obelix mug with random stuff in it. But if you don't know, check out the comic books, Asterix and Obelix, if you like children's comic books. You can read them as adults too, they're awesome. So the first one is P by Sue Grafton. This, I'm not sure what it's about. I think it's some detective stuff, but all right, hold on. P is for Peril, crackles with suspense and pops with surprises. Ooh, okay. I mean, that wasn't, don't you just hate it when they put quotes of people who just are saying they liked it, but not telling you what it's actually about? Okay, anyway. Next we have The Brethren by John Grisham. Have not read it yet. Paroles de Poilu. So this is an anthology, or a collection, I should say, of letters that were written to and by soldiers during World War One. Les Poilus is nicknames for World War One soldiers. It means hairy people, and they were named that because obviously in the trenches you couldn't shave, you couldn't anything, so they were just intensively bearded and had rock and roll hair, I suppose. Also with, you know, dirt and mud and whatever, it was pretty grimy down there. So, hairy people. And this, I actually had to read this for history class in high school, but I kept the book because the letters really put into perspective how cray-cray it was down there. Next up, we have The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris. As you may or may not know, Hannibal Lecter is my boo. I loved Silence of the Lambs. I have yet to read, well, I did read, I listened to Red Dragon on audiobook a while back, and I liked it, but not as much as Silence of the Lambs, but I gotta get my hands on the rest of the series, just for completion's sake. Next we have Ghostly Tales of Michigan. I have not read this yet, but by Ryan Jacobson. This was gifted to me and sounds fun. That'd be a good Halloween read, actually. Ooh. Next we have Sherlock Holmes and the Sussex Sea Devils by James Lovegrove. I found this on a trip to Edinburgh. Can't remember what it's about exactly, but that's what I like. I like getting a book, knowing that I'm gonna like it, and then forgetting what it's about, and then completely rediscovering it when I decide to read it. Yeah, next we have Whatever by Michel Houellebecq. Houellebecq, sorry, that's an H. Is this in English? Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm not really sure what this is about. I ain't gonna lie. It could well turn out to be a cult here to astonishing. Ooh, and that was by the Times. Next up, we have The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I have not read the book, but I did see the Netflix miniseries, 8 episodes, 8 or 6? 8 or 6 episodes. And the miniseries is incredible. Probably top 10 things I've seen on Netflix, and that's saying a lot because honestly, I'm giving up on Netflix. Next, we have Still Aside by Simon Jones. Again, one of those that's been on my bookshelf forever. Can't remember what it's about. The Institute by Stephen King. Okay, now here's the thing. I really want to read this, and my audiobook app, BookBeat, that I have also has the audiobook to this, so I think I'm gonna read it and listen to it at the same time for like triple immersion. But I will admit I'm kind of scared to read it now because Ollie from Criminoli said he thought it was okay. It's not gonna stop me from reading it, but I guess now I'm kind of like, what made it just okay? You know, what's going on? As Marvin Gaye said, what's going on? Next, we have The Green Mile by Stephen King as well. This is one of my top 5 favorite books of all time in the universe, and it is black and green, so what more can I ask for? Misery by Stephen King. I have not read the book, but I have seen the movie multiple times. So I know, well, I don't know I'm gonna like it actually. What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This was gifted to me recently, and I'm not sure what it's about, but it was recommended by a certified book salesperson who is a certified horror lover, so I believe it's going to be good. We have Le Club des Tueurs de Lettres by Sigismund Khiranovsky. I think I pronounced that correctly, hopefully. This is a sort of philosophical book. It's one of those fictions, but that are think pieces, right? Kind of like the Memory Theater. This is about a book club, and each book club member basically pick up a book. So there's Romeo and Juliet and some other books, which I can't remember because I read this so long ago, but they kind of deconstruct the story and adapt it to modern times and really discuss the meaning of it and play around with the characters' purposes. And it's really interesting, actually. Next up, we have La Fête de l'Insignifiance, or the Insignificance Party by Milan Kundera. I have not read this one yet, but again, I know I'm gonna like it because I did read L'insoutenable légèreté de l'être, or the Insufferable Lightness of Being by Kundera. This is a philosophical piece or philosophy book, I guess. But what I really like about Kundera is that his writing is very approachable. I mean, first of all, the chapters are very short. When he references other philosophers like Socrates and I forget exactly which one he quotes in this, but he tells you specifically what about them he finds pertinent to his referrals. So you don't, it's more interesting when you're familiar with the philosophers, but it's not a requirement, I would say. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video for authors D through K. Stick around for the next one where I'll show you part of the shelf you see in the background of my videos. Bye!